Yo, what is up? You are looking at the T42 New American Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank. This tank is pretty exciting and I am going to compare it against the best 3 medium tanks that I think are available right now. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Also remember, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have an opinion, if you have something good to say, if you have something bad to say, Wargaming does pay attention to your comments. And now I'm going to compare this against the top 3 tanks that I think are available, which is this tank, the T42-100. The second tank that I think it's really important in Tier 8 medium tanks is also the Lansen C, and the third tank is the Centurion 5.1 RACC. Now I'm not comparing this against autoloaders like the Brasc or the Lorraine, or the latest one that isn't even out yet, the T77, which is a baby T57. But if you take a look at the super test stats right now, this T42, which to be honest with you looks a little bit like the M46 Patton in Tier 9, they're making baby everything right now, right, in Tier 8 premium tanks. So this looks like a M46 Patton. Same HP as the T42-100, more or less the same forward and reverse speed, but look at the armor. Hull armor 102 frontally, turret armor 216 frontally versus 190 on the T42-100, which means this has got pretty good armor, something like the Centurion RACC perhaps. Reload time 1 second slower than the T42-100. You know how important reload time is, because reload time means DPM, but you get 280 alpha strike, which is 30 more hit points than a T42-100. T42-100 only does 250 damage. This does 280. It packs a good punch. Penetration 190 on the standard shells. I don't know what the premium shells are going to do, but I would imagine if standard pen is 190, you're looking at least 220, 230 of premium penetration with 10 degrees of gun depression. That is really important here. Gun depression, which means, and a good hull armor, turret armor, means this is going to be a hull down boss. It's going to poke, it's going to fire quickly because the aim time is 1.92 seconds. It can snapshot as fast as a T42-100. This is what is going to pique my interest in this tank. I definitely want this tank. Dispersion 0.35, very similar to the T42-100. 380 view range, just like a T42-100. Camouflage values, it's not going to be very good. 12.26%. That's not very good for a medium tank. You're looking at quite poor camouflage values, but it's going to be a hull down boss, it's going to be a snapshot boss, and it's going to have great alpha damage. So I don't really get interested in a lot of premium tanks, but this premium tank is going to be more interesting to me than the new Polish premium tank, to be honest with you. But let us compare this next to a Lansen C. Now remember, Lansen C has got great alpha damage as well, even more alpha damage than this tank. Lansen C 320 alpha damage on its gun, but you are talking about aim time that is a lot slower than the T42. So the T42 aim time is going to be a lot better, gun handling a lot better, aim time better, same gun depression as a Lansen C, not as much alpha damage as a Lansen C, but you're talking about a lot of turret armor here. 216 millimeters of frontal turret armor. It's exactly like an M46 Patton in Tier 8. You're gonna get mobility that is almost exactly like a Lansen C, almost exactly like a T42-100. You're talking about very good forward and reverse speeds. There is no information on ground resistances yet, or horsepower to ton ratio yet, but If it's anything like the T42-100 or a Lansen C, you are talking about very good mobility. You're talking about not just good at forward and reverse speeds, you're talking also about agility when you're wiggling, when you're trying to, bait a shot, when you're trying to poke out, come back, wiggle, do that kind of, when you're trying to tank. This tank is going to be absolutely amazing. It reloads slightly quicker than a Lansen C. Again, 1 second slower than a T42-100. So if you are expecting something like a T42-100 reload, that's not going to happen. It's going to be 1 second slower. But the trade-off is you're going to get 280 alpha damage. So the alpha damage is somewhere in between the T42-100 and the Lansen C, which is, in my opinion, this is going to be a really interesting tank just because of that. So it is a compromise between a T42-100 and a Lansen C in terms of alpha damage. You've got more gun depression to play hull down. You've got a lot of turret armor to play hull down. In fact, it's going to be really good. You're going to be versing tier 9s no problem in this tank. Now the next tank I want to compare this up against is of course the Centurion RACC. I don't even have this tank. Recently I gave away this tank to one of my viewers because I got a free one from Wargaming. I could have kept it for myself, but I think you guys definitely deserve it more than I do. I really wish I had another one. I really wish Wargaming gave me two and let me keep one, but that didn't happen. And boy am I sad, because the Centurion RACC is a incredible hull down boss. It's got incredible mobility, just like the T42-100, just like the Lansen C, and just like this T42. 50 kilometers going forward, 20 going backwards. Hull armor is even better than the T42. So the Centurion RACC has got really great hull down potential. It reloads as quick as a T42-100, almost 1 second quicker than this T42. But the only downside about the Centurion RACC is it has only 230 alpha damage, which is even less than a T42-100. But the reason being is because it reloads fast. It reloads as quick as the T42-100, and you got amazing hull down capabilities because of the turret armor and the 10 degrees of gun depression. Also, standard shells fire at 1020 shell velocity, which is really fast and probably, really high penetration, because look at the penetration. Standard shells 226 and premium shells 258, which is a lot higher than this T42. This T42, even though 190 penetration is pretty good, the Centurion RACC has incredible penetration. So you are almost guaranteed to pen every time you fire the Centurion RACC's gun. The only problem is aim time is 2.21 seconds. You can't snap as quick as this T42. Now, what do you think of this T42? It looks like a M46 tier 9 Patton. I really like the way it looks. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comments section below. If you leave any kind of good constructive comments, I will even direct the Wargaming staff to look at your comments. I will shove your comments in their faces to make them pay attention to what you have to say. Do you like the look of this tank? In my opinion, I love the way it looks because it reminds me of the M46 Patton. I think it'll perform like an M46 Patton in tier 8 as well. I'm really looking forward to this tank. I hope they give me one to play with. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Remember to give this a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you. Bye bye.